Hello, everybody. Today we'll be looking at the sixth in a line of wall of texts. This one is a Ron exclusive. Politics Are Dead by Emperor Adam. The politics are dead. No, they aren't. Y'all are a bunch of doomers. Now on to the actual point of discussion. What are politics like currently? How do they compare to all old politics? I think trying to sum it up all neatly in one little paragraph would be unfair both to history of the game and the people who made said history. So, what incoming? That said, for the sake of brevity, I'll be skipping over the specific causes of wars, more so focusing on the politics behind them and the effects of gameplay on them. I fully admit to this being ripe with bias. This is more meant to start a genuine discussion. I'll admit I'm not entirely sure when this switch happened, other than knowing it was increasingly obvious post endpolt, but there's been a shift in politics. In the past, the base political unit, thanks for the wording, Zev, was an individual alliance. Today, the base political unit is the various spheres. Let's discuss both in more detail, along with their benefits and downsides. In the Alliance Unit era, politics were very fluid at times, unpredictable. In this era, CBs and roleplay were king. Justification for every action had to be there and ready to be defended, lest you bring unwanted attention to hostile actions. In this era, we had relatively common shifts in relations, as alliances were expected to have relations with other alliances on a more personal level. This led to leaders being proactive in politics, making their intentions clear, making themselves known, and above all, being ready to defend any actions they felt like taking. This added a level of intrigue to the game, with FA leaders being public faces of their own alliances, being known by the community, and being held responsible for their actions. The main downside to this, that I can see, is the skill gap. Some people with proper experience, be it PNW, IRL, other games, could run circles around the newer blood. Another potential downside is that alliances were less likely to see off-the-cusp events happening, such as betrayals, as leaders were held individually responsible for their actions, and many didn't care to play the villain, which oft led to a more bipolar political landscape. In the current era, we have a set of major groups: Blackwater, Mile High Club, Hollywood, and Clock, all led by a single person or alliance publicly. These small groups of people take the brunt of the responsibility in pushing politics. As in many of the spheres, the other alliances partake almost exclusively intrasphere. The benefits are fairly obvious. We have a multipolarity. It's wonderful and a great breath of air. But there's a significant downsides. The roleplay is almost non-existent. CBs are weak, or not even CBs at all. Many wars recently are fought with the CB of being military meta, tiering, consolidation, etc., with there being no lasting effects post-war. We'll expand later. Wars feel empty, and the OWF is a ghost town outside of the aforementioned leads. Let's get a little more in depth about CBs. In the past, roleplay and scheming were a lot more prevalent. This led to wars being based on FA actions, with more political intrigue. CBs currently are just weak. Indicting myself in this as well. War viability seems to be more based on the numbers rather than the offense. There's a big focus on only going into wars that are numerically favorable, which stalls and hurts the overall politics of the game. Because of my ADHD has been acting way up and I've been stuck on the last paragraph for about an hour now, I'll leave more of an open request for opinions on peace terms versus no peace terms. I'm interested to see the various opinions that people have on if we should begin using them again or not. The game can go in two different directions politics-wise. One, make the base political unit be a single alliance, not a sphere. Or two, have 50 to 60 spheres of current size. In either direction, the amount of political units increases from the current 5 spheres we have now. Which do you prefer? Why? I mentioned this in Ron and DMs a bit, but I adore seeing a return to option 1. It has its downsides, but it encourages every AA to participate and makes for more interesting politics. Just you wait. Johnson's will rise.
This weekend, I hope to publish a piece I've been working on for over a week titled A Proposal for the Culture of Orbis. I have been cultivating this piece with the help of Zephyr, Citrus, Kev, and input from Emperor Adam, as well as leaders of individual alliances who agree with my sentiments, but are withholding public support until they read the finished piece. This piece will detail exactly how we got here and the best shot we have at getting back to the world where alliances speak for themselves, and the politics of this game involve in-character dealings and not OOC. And we get more player engagement with a diverse and amazing world of Orbis. Hope you all read it. Preface written by Kevin Ovia.
Pictured, J. Kill writing. If we have enough people playing this game for 50 spheres of the current size, the game would have to grow a lot. And we'll have that many people. These kinds of spheres would indeed have to lead Orbis politics. Those will probably clump together too, but I digress. Option 1 is theoretically possible, but I ask how? Seems nearly impossible. Is it? All it takes is for FA from various alliances that are fairly quiet, BK, ASM, to stop being that and start participating in FA outside their sphere. Thus ends me reading the thread. Thank you.